All right, ready to get those muscle pumping. Today, we're diving deep, deep into the world of CrossFit.
Love it.
We're talking about the method behind the madness, the philosophy that fuels those intense WODs.
The why before the what, right?
Exactly. And our guide on this journey, none other than the godfather himself, Greg Glassman.
Straight from the source.
You got it. We're going back to 2007, early days, when CrossFit was just starting to make waves.
His article, Understanding CrossFit, blew my mind when I first read it.
Mine too. It wasn't just about exercise routines. It was like a whole new way of thinking about fitness.
Totally. He was challenging the status quo, flipping the script on what it meant to be fit.
So by the end of this deep dive,
You'll know exactly what makes CrossFit tick.
you might even be tempted to try a WOD yourself. No pressure, of course.
Maybe just one burpee.
All right, we'll take it slow. So Glassman starts off strong, talking about preparing for the unknown and unknowable. What did you make of that?
It was a game changer. Back then, fitness was all about specialization, right? You're either a bodybuilder or a marathon runner, hyper-focused on one thing.
Yeah, like pick your lane and stay in it.
Exactly. But Glassman was like, hold up, what about real life? Life throws curveballs, unexpected challenges.
Like, what good is being able to bench press a small car if you throw your back out trying to lift a suitcase?
100%. It's about functional strength, the kind that translates to everyday life, not just the gym.
And that's where his famous prescription comes in. Constantly varied, high-intensity, functional movement.
Music to my ears. It's the cornerstone of CrossFit, the magic formula.
So let's break it down. Why are these principles so important? What makes them so special?
Well, constantly varied keeps your body guessing, prevents those dreaded plateaus.
Makes sense. Our bodies are masters of adaptation, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Do the same thing every day, and your body's like, okay,
Yeah.
you got this. No more challenge.
Time for a change.
Right. Then there's high intensity. And yeah, that can sound intimidating. I get it.
It's not for the faint of heart.
True.
No.
But it's about pushing your limits just a little bit each time. That's where the real growth happens.
It's like you haven't really worked out unless you break a sweat, right?
Something like that. And of course, we can't forget functional movements.
The bread and butter of CrossFit.
Exactly. These are the movements we use every single day, like squatting to pick something up, reaching overhead.
Carrying groceries, chasing after your kids.
It's about making those everyday movements feel easier, effortless even.
I love that. It's like CrossFit is giving you superpowers for real life.
That's a great way to put it. It's not about building muscles just to look good. It's about building a body that can handle whatever life throws at you.
So how does Glassman bring all of this together? He talks a lot about load, distance, and speed.
The trifecta. Remember, CrossFit is about being ready for anything, any challenge.
The unknown and unknowable.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not enough to just be strong. You need to be able to move quickly and efficiently across different distances.
It's like you might be able to deadlift a house, but can you sprint to catch the bus?
Now you're getting it. It's about being well-rounded, adaptable, ready for anything.
Okay, so we've got the what of CrossFit, but what about the how? It's not like they're just throwing random exercises at the wall and seeing what sticks, right?
Definitely not. And this is where I think Glassman's genius really shines through. He talks about the CrossFit methodology as being entirely empirical.
Empirical all sounds fancy.
It means they're all about results, about what they can measure and observe. Measurable, observable, repeatable. Those are his words.
So it's like they're treating fitness like a science experiment, huh? Always testing, tweaking, seeing what works.
Exactly. And what's really cool, remember this, 2007, CrossFit was already embracing online community and data sharing way ahead of their time.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Posting WODs online, tracking scores. It was like this early version of all the fitness trackers and apps we've got now.
Wild, right. Like they were building a movement, not just a workout plan.
100%. That sense of community is huge in CrossFit.
Speaking of community, Glassman, he's all about that social aspect, right? Like it's not just you against the barbell.
Totally. He actually says, let me see if I can find the exact quote. Here it is. He calls it the natural camaraderie, competition, and fun of sport or game.
It's true. There's something about tackling a tough WOD with a group that pushes you harder.
It's like having a built-in support system, right? Plus, a little healthy competition never hurt anyone.
Exactly. No one wants to be the one lagging behind.
Especially when you've got your buddies cheering you on.
Okay, but at the end of the day, it's not all fun and games, right? Glassman makes some pretty big claims about what CrossFit can do for your overall fitness.
He does. And this is where it gets really interesting. We need to unpack this phrase he uses. Broad time and modal domains.
Sounds kind of complicated.
It's actually pretty simple. He's basically saying that CrossFit increases your capacity to work across all sorts of activities and time frames.
So it's not just about how much you can lift or how fast you can run.
Nope, it's about being able to perform well in any situation, whether it's a short burst of intense activity or something that requires endurance.
Like being able to sprint for the bus and then also having the stamina to go for a hike later that day.
Exactly. It's about being adaptable, ready for anything life throws your way.
So it's not just about building muscles, it's about building this overall capacity to perform, to work.
Exactly. It's about making you a more capable human being, plain and simple.
So is this just marketing hype, or is there actual science to back up these claims?
That's the million-dollar question. And honestly, more research is always being done, but there is evidence to suggest that CrossFit's approach to well-rounded fitness, it does seem to translate to improvements in all sorts of areas.
So it's looking pretty good for CrossFit.
So far, so good.
Yeah.
But like with anything, more research is always a good thing.
Right. Got to keep those scientists busy.
Exactly. But from what we've seen, CrossFit's focus on functional strength, on building that overall capacity, it seems to deliver.
It's like they're not just trying to make you better at CrossFit, they're trying to make you better at life.
That's a great way to put it. It's about being able to handle whatever life throws at you, from those everyday tasks to those unexpected challenges.
And having a blast while you're doing it, right?
Absolutely. The community aspect is huge. It's like this built-in support system.
And a little healthy competition to keep things interesting.
Exactly. It's that combination of pushing your physical limits and having that social connection that makes CrossFit so unique.
Okay, so say someone's listening to this, they're totally pumped, ready to sign up for their first WOD.
Love it. But it's important to start slow. Listen to your body.
I don't want to overdo it.
Exactly. Find a good coach, someone who can guide you, help you scale those workouts to your current fitness level.
Because it is intense, no doubt about it.
Oh, yeah. It's a challenge for sure.
Yeah.
But that's part of the appeal, right? Pushing past those perceived limits, discovering what you're truly capable of.
And that's what's so cool about CrossFit. It's not just a workout, it's a journey.
100%. It's about setting goals, pushing yourself, and becoming the best version of yourself, both physically and mentally.
Well said. So there you have it, folks. A deep dive into the world of CrossFit.
Straight from the source.
We talked about the foundational principles, constantly varied, high-intensity, functional movement.
The Holy Trinity.
But even more than that, we explored the why behind it all.
Preparing for the unknown and unknowable.
Building a body that's ready for anything life throws your way.
And having a blast while you're at it.
So what are you waiting for? Go out there, crush some WODs, and who knows, maybe we'll see you at the CrossFit Games one day.
We'll be cheering you on.